don't blame you.
But what he says is it's a lot more brutal. I would say it's not brutal, but it's a lot more.
I mean, I won't get offended because I feel like I don't fit into that category. So go ahead and feel free. And if
Well, how do you
anything,
want to
I'll
start?
join in.
How do you want to start it out? I mean,
Huh?
some of the discussions that we have, I'm trying to just think. How do you want to start it out? Because once
Well,
we get started, I'll be able to right.
yeah.
So just start it out. So, but
Cooper will go in. Okay. Today is the discussion. On today's discussion, I want to talk about the state that I would say the black families in. So, if you have to look at black family as a whole, um, I'm gonna cycle through all three of us, and then I'll give my opinion last after you guys. But I wanted to get opinions from each of you. You know, what state do you think the black family's in, and how do you think they got to this point? You know, what things do you think played a key role from your perspective to why things are at this point within the black community, and what do you see happening within the black community and the black family in general? Because since we're the minority, you know, we're a smaller collective group. When something explodes in our community, it affects the majority of us.
I think some of it might have to do with the non-existent black male
Mm-hmm.
that seems to be a part or a non-part of the black family over the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that part of it has to do, as a result of the non-existent black male, a lot of black females and young black men don't really know the ins and outs. Let's just use young black males. Because of the non-existent father, a lot of the young black boys don't really know what it takes to be a man, don't really know how to be a man. It's definitely true that a lot of the single mothers or that mothers, period, cannot teach a young man how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's probably one of the principal reasons why I think that cycle has been going on for the last 40 years. And that's principally generational after generation after generation. And that's principally the reason.
For like a side question, maybe like a talking point, do you think that, since a lot of single mothers haven't, even really taken the precautions of raising a young man and, kind of going over, because I mean, some for other excuses, maybe work, or they're living their lives as things are going on at the same time. Do you think that do you think that in the past have they raised decent young black women?
Well, let's talk about single mothers.
Okay.
Let's talk about the reasons why are so many mothers, why are there so many single mothers? Why is there such a large number of single mothers in the black community? That's larger than any other racial group in this country. Why is it that black women have a hard time finding the right man? I mean, why, to be fathers for their children? Why is it that black women, why is it that a lot of them run after the type of men that they know have absolutely nothing to offer, that they know? Basically, why is it that black women mostly run after deadbeat piece of shit niggas? Let's just be real about this. Why do they do that? So, why is it that black women spend so much time complaining and bitching and griping about how niggas ain't shit, about how there's such a shortage of decent black eligible men out here, but then the very next breath run after the exact type of niggas that epitomize the exact opposite of what they say they want? Why is it that they do that? Tell the women to come, because I'm curious. So,
what do you think? Like,
I mean, to me, in that source, I feel like women. That's when you go looking for something, you get it. So it's always that stage of be careful what you wish for. So, like he said, why do they be the first ones to down talk men and be like, there's no good men around, but and yet they go out and find the man that they was talking about, because women try to set high standards and stuff like that, and they actually go looking for a relationship instead of letting one come to them. What they do is they, will be like, well, I just want my knight in shining armor, and I want this and that and the other. But when they actually go out and look for these dudes, they find players, they find dudes or niggas, you know, that will treat them all good, and you know, with cotton candy and flowers in the beginning and shit, but you know, at the middle, you know, and to their end, it all goes downhill because they actually was looking for something instead of, you know, letting a real man come to them. And when you search for stuff, it's like you're searching for trouble because you're setting standards and you're being judgmental. You want them to look and act how you want them, you know, to look and act. And every man isn't going to be like that.
Ladies, let me add this. Ladies, let's be real about this. I've got no problem, and I'm sure any decent brothers that are out there listening, I got no problem with the notion of you wanting what you want. You want a thug, got no problem with you wanting what you want. You want a thug, fine. You want this, fine. I don't even hate the thugs out there that are able to land y'all. I'm not even mad at y'all. My problem, ladies, is your goddamn bowels. Quite frankly, that's my problem. So if you know, if that's what you want, fine. But don't. It's running off at the mouth. The reason that a lot of the decent brothers, I hear a lot of women saying, you know, these brothers shouldn't all, you know, the decent brothers or the educated brothers, you know, they shouldn't be so frustrated. You know, don't you know. The reason that a lot of the educated brothers, a lot of the decent brothers, go out of their way to do the things that they think that you guys want, you know, education, whatever, is because that's what you guys say. You, like I said, you guys tell the world that there's such a shortage of decent educated brothers out here. And so that's the reason. So, I mean, if that's not what you want, fine. You know, just be real. If that's what you want, fine. But after you run after these guys, stop bitching and complaining. I mean, I might be talking too loud, but it's like, you know, make up your mind what you want. If you want a thug, fine, go out and get him. But after you get it, don't bitch and complain. It's the bitching and complaining that I think most brothers have a problem with.
Would you say when they set high standards, would you both say that is a form of assumation, like assuming? Could that be labeled as a form of assuming? Because when you set high standards going into something, that's automatically assuming. Do you think that's a form of assuming?
I think that's
dating.
I think that's a form of being judgmental. Because assuming is like when you try to think of something, you know, that you want to think that's going on or something like that, but it's not, you know, like you try to mold your own type of perspective or something like that to what you want to happen, but it's actually not. But being judgmental is when, you know, you go on and try to look for somebody, but you're setting standards.
Yes.
And when you set standards, you're coming off as judging because you want them to be a certain way and stuff like that. That's judgmental.
Are they really setting standards? I wouldn't have a problem with them setting standards, but the problem is they're not holding to the standards that they set. You know, if you set standards, fine. You know, again, it goes back to, you know, there aren't enough, you know, this is what they say, there aren't enough decent, educated, you know, decent brothers out here. Those are the standards that they set. If that's what you want, fine. But then they show themselves as to not living up to the standards that they set because they chase after the very type of men that epitomize the exact opposite. So it's like, all I'm asking is consistency.
Yeah.
If you want a piece of shit, go after a piece of shit, and don't bitch and complain after you get what you want.
Yeah.
If you want a decent man, then go after a decent man. It's kind of the mixed messages that I got a problem with. And it's like, you all tell the world that this is what you want. You all tell the world that you all know what you want. And y'all ain't stupid. Y'all know what you want, and y'all say it all the time. So it's like, okay, it's I don't know.
Well, guys, let us know what you think. Part 2 is coming up real soon.